What's good, YouTube? Shout out to Chris saying, you know what I'm saying, getting all the financial information. But so what's happening, people? I just came on real quick because one, I've been applying for some jobs and uh I'm going to dealer school. So, I don't I'm going to dealer school. I did the Hollywood casino thing, went to the job event, went for one position, but the manager wasn't there. Then I just like, let me get my foot in the door because you get health insurance even as part time. So it's gonna be part time, but I'm going to dealer school to learn how to deal. Starts next week from Monday until Thursday, and it's gonna be, so they are opening up a new casino, Hollywood Casino in Joliet. And once I go to dealer school, they're paying for it, and then you got to do a trial. You got to do a tryout if you can deal, and they want to make sure you can count or whatever. I don't know what games they're going to teach me, but I don't know if it's one game or three games or how many games I learn. But I am going to go. And honestly, I was hesitant at first just because I want a production job. I want a job in production instead of feeling like just out here just doing anything, without a purpose. But I was like, one, I need some health insurance, and this is a skill that can't be taken from me, type of thing. I see it as a tool that I can use if I get in my age and I want to, you know, move to a different country because, dealing card games are universal. You know, poker's the same everywhere, no matter where you go, no matter what casino you go to, poker the same, blackjack the same. The games are the same. So I could work anywhere. If they have a casino, I should be able to go get a job. And that's something that if I get old enough and I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to sit around. I need some excitement. I got X amount of years of experience, and let me go and get a job at a casino just to deal some cards. Just to have something to do with my time. You get to stand on your feet, you get to move around, you get a break every hour or hour and 20 minutes or something like that, or a 20-minute break every hour, something like that. But I was just like, it's something they can't take away from me, and I get some health benefits. So why not? Let me do that. So I did that, and I do want a production job. So I do have an interview today with a studio called Spirit Juice Studio, and it is a Catholic video production company. And honestly, I like that. I like the idea of doing something positive. The reason that I did, quit working for the Judge Mathis show in 2019 was because the the work was negative, not the actual work environment or anything like that, but just doing conflict where you gotta get these juicy stories out of people and get them to be combative against other people in their lives, and like some of these people leave and their lives be ruined, sometimes. So I'm like, man, it just felt, and then the stress that some of the people that wasn't all the way there mentally, psychologically, like that was just like, yo, or just the outright rude and hateful people. Like I didn't have a lot of super terrible experiences, but the ones that I had towards the end and just the accumulation of years of dealing with, drama and conflict and being engulfed in it, like literally where you got to create these stories and it got to be dramatic and all that. That I don't know, it wore on me after a while. So I was like, I need a break from all this conflict. I really, and honestly, since then, I've really reached a point where I'm like, I don't want to deal with any conflict. Now, obviously, to have a good story, you need a conflict. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking like real people, like those reality shows. I don't watch I don't watch them. Any whether it's Love Island. I mean, I ain't gonna say I've never seen an episode. You know, because was that girl named Huda? She get on my nerves. But I ain't gonna say I've never seen an episode. But it's not something I subscribe to on a regular basis. It's just that my girl watch it and she's into it. She's into the baddies shows, and it's like I be like, yo, watching all that drama. That's why you be combative with me. You know what I'm saying? That's why you be coming at me all crazy, thinking that I'm coming at you or coming for you, or you respond to me and you offended by everything I say. I can't have you think you on one of them TV shows. That's how your brain is becoming programmed to respond to things that you don't like. And you respond to me like I'm one of them baddies. This ain't the show. You know what I'm saying? This ain't knock it off. So that's what I used to tell her. And that's what I tell her. And just so like the energy. You are what you eat. That whole concept. You are what you eat. That is more than just the food that you put into your body. That is the frequencies that you put into your body. What you listen to, what you watch. Everything that you consume. That's it has an impact on you. You are receiving those frequencies and that energy, and that's just real. So for me, I got to a point where I was just like, yeah, although I'm an empath and receiving all that negative energy, it just had a toll on me. Eventually I did go back. Low key, I got to a point where I missed it. You need a little bit. You need a little bit of drama in your life. I'm a little toxic, you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit, but I'm not a lot toxic, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then when you're doing like conflict television, they don't want happy, feel good stories. That don't really. I mean, it don't catch as fast. It just doesn't. That's why you rarely see them. When you see those stories, even like on Facebook, they'll say, I bet no one want to share this. And it'll be like 11-year-old genius goes to MIT and invents a hand wash that cures cancer. It's like, yo, this ain't got no shares. This got 8 shares. You know what I'm saying? But then somebody getting into it at a corner store and throwing uh drakes on each other or something, and then somebody going behind the counter and fighting somebody. Yeah, they got 800,000 shares. 800,000 shares, mad comments, likes, hearts, laughing emojis, angry emojis. They got all the whole emotional spectrum. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we are. But I didn't want to participate in that as much anymore. So I had to let it go. You know what I'm saying? I had to let it go. And so I've been applying for jobs. I've been applying for jobs, and I applied for this job. Shockingly, I applied for it was they had an executive producer position. And I was just like, you know what? I saw something that said, apply for the jobs you feel like you may not be qualified for. Apply for the jobs that you know, that you don't have all the qualifications. Even if you don't have all the qualifications that they list, still apply. So I did, and this was the result. They really contacted me within like 2 hours. Like, yo, can we set up an interview in 2 days? I'm like, that's fast. We'd love to hear your story. So they set it up. It's only a 15-minute interview too. So I'm really kind of curious. It's going to be a quick conversation. It doesn't. I mean, I think my thing is I just been doing some research, looking into it. I'm thinking, do I have to be Catholic? Those are questions. I don't think, because they say they're an equal opportunity employer, and that means that I could be an atheist and still work there. That's an equal opportunity. Long as I'm comfortable producing content that is Catholic, that has Catholic values, you know, then that's all that really matters. And I can do it well and within a budget, the budget that they have for their clients. Because I saw they work with, I mean, most of the Catholic organizations, they work with them from the Archdiocese of Chicago to, different schools and colleges, so it's they've been in business for 15 years, and they do like documentary style um type of videos, narrative um, type of videos about, Catholic based things, whether it's faith or, redemption, different things like that. I saw some about the soldiers, just watching some of their footage. Some of it's from different countries, they got like, I think they said, looking at the website, it's like they in over like 78 countries or something like that. Oh, in over like 78 countries. They've gotten over 1.2 billion views on all their content. They're an award-winning studio, Emmy. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, this is a it might be a nice situation. I'll be able to produce some content that is. So I applied for the executive producer job, but my resume is producer. And then just so happened they have producer jobs available. It's on a contractual basis with the possibility of full time. So I'm assuming they will hire you to, work with a client, produce a video, and then if you do well at producing videos like that, then you can move on to a more full time type of situation or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I have an interview with the lady. I actually looked her up on LinkedIn, and we have a mutual contact, and our mutual contact is my old PA and associate producer. So from Judge Mathis, I don't know how that can be brought up. I'm gonna figure that out. Matter of fact, Chat GPT. Let me see. Natural. This is what I use Chat GPT for too, and what you should use it for. So I know that the lady I am interviewing with is has a mutual contact on LinkedIn. The mutual contact is my old PA and associate producer from Judge Mathis. Uh, is there a way to naturally? Because to me, I'll just say I noticed that I'll be straight up. I'm a very direct person, so I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna say I noticed that y'all we have a mutual contact. How do you know her? That's literally what I would say. It doesn't seem like you got to me. That's not like something that you have to. But just for the sake of this video, low key, I'm just gonna make this. See what Chat GPT says. Naturally bring this up in conversation, or does it matter? Definitely matters and can be a great way to establish rapport and familiarity as long as you bring it up naturally and briefly. Here's how to do it smoothly, conversational way. Do it in a smooth conversational way without forcing it or sounding like you're name dropping. How to bring it up naturally. Use it as a mid conversation connector, not in your intro, but once you're already talking, especially if you're discussing your background or Judge Mathis show. Example one, when talking about your Judge Mathis experiences, actually, I was at Judge Mathis. I worked closely with someone I saw as a mutual, you know what I'm saying, as a mutual contact on LinkedIn. They started as a PA and later became social producer. We had a great working relationship. It was cool to see we're both connected to you. Um, if you ask how, if they ask how you heard about Spirit Juice or why you're interested, funny enough, while I was prepping for this interview, I saw that blah 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 who used to work with me at Judge Mathis also connected to yours and another. It made me feel like this was meant to be. Um, Low key, hey, that's not far. That's not a far stretch from the truth. You know, it's not a far stretch from the truth. So yeah, I mean, yeah, when I'm talking about my background, because low key, the person that's the mutual contact was like, it's kind of like she was like under my wing. Like we worked closely for a good year. Like where I was her lead, she was my PA and my AP. And she worked directly under me. So one, that's a good example of someone that knows me on a leadership level. And uh then yeah, just I think, but bringing that up naturally, while working at the Judge Mathis show, which I noticed we got a mutual contact, Jenny, on LinkedIn. So blah 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 blah. Yeah, I just said the name, didn't I? Okay. While I was at Judge Mathis, I worked close with someone I saw as a mutual contact. So boom, talking about my experience. Yeah. So I did this, that, and the third, da 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 da. Actually, I noticed we have a mutual contact. My old my old PA and associate producer. She was a started as PA, became associate producer. We worked closely for like years. Me and Jenny, that was my homie. Like really, Jenny was my homie though. You know what I'm saying? Actually, and her birthday is the same day. Damn, her birthday just passed too. I didn't even tell her happy birthday. My bad. But her birthday is the same day as my nephew's. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that for me is really like, yo, I think I find it interesting when God put similar people or personalities in your life. Like when I moved up here, my homeboy had just had his son on March 3rd, and he named his son Phoenix. And I had never heard anybody name their son Phoenix, and I was like, "What?" At first, initially, um, and then I moved to Chicago, and I met this dude that worked with me at the show, whose birthday was March 3rd, and his name was Phoenix, and I was like, "Ain't no damn way!" I was like, "Ain't no way, bro! That's crazy." Just little stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like my homeboy, his birthday is the day after my sister's birthday. You know what I'm saying? My mom's birthday is the same day as my brother's birthday. Like I just find that so interesting. It's like maybe I attract the same personalities, but it's like God put not necessarily he put family around me. You know what I'm saying? That's really how I feel. Like God put family around me. Like he got people that's the close to the people that are close to me. Like it's just weird. And no, that's is that Liz's birthday is the maybe hold on. No, yeah, Liz, that her birthday is the same day as my nephew's birthday. I think Jenny might be my niece. I know it just passed recently. Or maybe that's the same day. But anyway, I just find it interesting when God does that. But while interviewing for this, but I'm just thinking like that's a good point to bring up though. Don't assume they know the person well. Just reference it lightly. Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm not gonna assume, but I know that this company works in film. I know that she worked in film. She's done some short films. She worked with a production company. So I think since she left Mathis, so I think that it could be likely that they might. You know what I'm saying? Not like you're trying to leverage. Yeah, I don't want it to seem like that, but I also that is the point of me bringing it up. Honestly, to try to get in a little. It's kind of like a icebreaker. Kind of like that when that it's mutual familiarity, from familiarity, what familiarity. I don't know why. I don't know what that is. Familiarity. Um, if you don't have a spot on backup options, if the conversation doesn't lend itself, you can also introduce it in the follow up thank you message. Also, I noticed we have a mutual connect. Full circle moment would like to keep writing a thank you email after the interview to include this detail. No, I don't want to do that shit. I'm getting ahead. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I do. Honestly, I have a high level of confidence in my skills, and myself, and I feel like a lot of times, if you look at my resume and you like that, then if you interview me, I got the job. If you want to talk to me and spend time and get to see me face to face and get to actually experience my personality, it's out of there, bro. You want to work, you want to keep me around, you want to work with me. I got the job. It's really like because just the level of authenticity that I bring to the table is like a high level of, this is my real story. I am literally, I'm here because of God. So to work with an organization that's, whose whole mission is spreading the word of God is wouldn't be a far stretch for me. You know, like God put me on this whole path right now. I'm not Catholic, but you know, I believe in a lot of the. As far as I mean, obviously, I was raised. I can say obviously, but I was raised Christian, Methodist. You know what I'm saying? Zionist or whatever. No, it's not Zion. No, that's. I was like AME Zion Church. That was the church? That ain't. No, that's a whole different thing. That uh, it's a terrible look. Misinformation and not knowing what you're saying, but I misspoke. I saw that word and then I was like, I connected the dot. And then once I said it, I'm like, oh no, that's definitely not what I wanted to say. But but yeah, I'm excited about the opportunity, and I feel like it aligns with what I want to do and what I feel my purpose is, and which is just spread positivity. You know, spread positivity. That's it. Though it's that simple. It's nothing extra about it. Spread positivity. I also was wondering, should I do my interview like this? Actually, I will put this up and block that off. That side would be dark. You know, that side would be dark. Because the other option is, hell, I forgot about that. Okay, this is what we doing. You can't even see that, but so I thought about cutting all this out. You know, I got a camera, my webcam right here, which is more than likely what I'm going to use, unless I do use my phone. But more than likely, I'm going to use this webcam So I could just set it right here on the tripod and, because I don't know, I was thinking like the background, but I don't want, not the Spider Man. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. I'm just gonna use this background right here. It's just gonna be this. That's it. And then I'll blur it because it's like Google Meets or something, where you can't really see it. It's just gonna be me against a dark background. I also will have light, so boom. You know what I'm saying? Keep it that simple. Me against the dark. I thought about putting my lights and stuff up too. Ebony said she thought that was a good idea. Put the lights and stuff up back there so it looks like give the production impression or whatever. Doo doo. Ah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's actually a great idea. I should use that for this. That's simple. My dummy, it clips right on. Whatever you want it to clip on. But it really go over the top. Nah, I don't like it on. I like it right here on top of that. Boom. Yeah, that's actually not that bad. I should have did that earlier. So yeah, I'm excited about this interview. I'll hit y'all back with an update and let you know that I got the job. You know, I'm working for a new production studio. And that's one thing that I told Ebony. You got to get a job to get a job. I know that sounds crazy, but it's like I would say when you single. When you ain't got a girl, you can't get a girl. It's hard to get a girl when you got a girl. Hey, it's hard to get a girl when you ain't got a girl. Hey, but when you got a girl, you can get a girl. Because they need a reference point. You know what I'm saying? Okay, they don't know what you most time they can see how you did with the like, oh okay, yeah, he terrible. I know y'all don't like that analogy, but you gotta get a job to get a job. And that's what I told Ebony. I said, once I get the casino job, I'm gonna be able to get another job. And then I got this call back in 2 days, you know? So I just want to get back working in a creative space, doing something that I love, and it's a hybrid job as well. So it's not like a nine every day in the office, and it's only like 30 minutes from my house where I live right now. So it's a lot of benefits. It comes with a few benefits, even. So it's like between that and the casino, I'll be covered for a medical. I got a dentist appointment coming up in August, so I definitely need to lock in this medical benefits so I can go in there, boo, because they try to do this procedure, just like a, you get a cleaning. You know what I'm saying? A whole inspection, like where we going from here, what we been doing, and all that kind of stuff. Having a plan. So, but yeah, right now I'm finished getting ready for this interview. I'm gonna iron my clothes. I'm probably gonna take me a nap because I woke up early this morning and got in the gym, son. Uh, I burned 1,000 calories this morning during my workout. I went crazy with it. Like, low key, I'm super proud of myself. I burned 1,000 calories. And I had me a yogurt and protein powder for breakfast. You know, so did that, and then I'm gonna have me some. I made some chicken salad yesterday, which that's fairly healthy. It's just like chicken and a bunch of vegetables. You know, from cranberry. Well, is cranberry a fruit or a vegetable? I feel like it's a vegetable. but it's like sour, so it make you feel like it's a. I feel like it's a fruit just because you make juice out of it, but they make juice out of carrots. You know what I'm saying? Uh, huh. Anyway, I know it's an easy answer, but I'm mostly joking. But made chicken salad, so I'm probably gonna eat the chicken salad for lunch. I'm gonna eat that pretty soon, just because I typically after my workout, I immediately drink 2 scoops of, I do a smoothie. Typically, I do a smoothie. Today, I ain't have no oat milk. I use oat milk, 8 ounces, 8 to 12 ounces of oat milk with 2 scoops of protein powder. I use the 6 Star stuff. It's 30 grams of 60 grams of protein total. You know, I do that, and then within an hour and a half, 2 hours, I eat something else, typically a lunch. Here recently it's been tuna or chicken. Typically it's around chicken. I've been doing salads, like a salad, leafy lettuce salad or whatever. They got the bags at Aldi's or even any grocery store. I do buy those sometimes. Well, Ebony buys them, and I eat them. I ain't gonna lie. It's quick. It's already there. Like cutting up all that. It's like they got the Asian salad. They got the Southwest joint. Typically I don't use the dressings that come with it unless it's like a avocado ranch or something different. I don't know. But yeah. So doing that chicken salad for the day, and I'm down 5 pounds when I've started this journey. Actually, I'm probably down more than 5 pounds if y'all been watching these videos. But just since I've been weighing in on June the 8th at 224.8, I am down to 119.6. I am proud. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very happy about that. I'm very proud of myself because I've been putting in this work. I've been losing, I think an average of a pound and a half or something per week. You know, I I really, yeah, we're going on week 4 now. You know what I'm saying? I lost 5 pounds in 4 weeks. It's been up and down. It's a roller coaster. I went down, I went up, I gained more, then went back down. Now, I plateaued, I maintained, then I went down, then I went back up, then I went back down. So yeah, it's been a up and down journey, but that's to be expected. Like that's why I ain't trying to. I ain't really like I'm focusing on the numbers because you got to know what your numbers are. But also, after a while, you learn kind of where your body at. So it's like I know my body burns now. I know, like honestly, I burn like almost 3,000 calories a day. It takes 3,000 calories to operate this machine right here. You know what I'm saying? For my body to have the energy to move and do all the shit that it be doing, I need 3,000 calories, sometimes more. That's how much I move. I didn't realize like my resting caloric consumption is like 1,700 calories. 2,000 alone just from whatever. If I add 1,000 that I'm burning from working out, and typically it's like between I'm gonna say 700 to 1,000 because it depends on like the day. Like biceps, on the day that I just got biceps and like something, certain muscles don't rev your engine up as much. You know what I'm saying? You can get a really great burn, but it's still not making your heart rate go up as high. And I don't have a lot of heavy weight either, so that's part of that as well. That's why I thought about getting a gym membership, just something small so I can go and do like some real heavy days once a week or something like that. Like I want to do like I need to burn out, like for real. So I know my muscles can grow. Right now I'm toning, and which is fine with me. Um, but yeah, this has been just a regular update about what's going on in my life. And yeah, last but not least, RIP to my auntie. My mama called me yesterday. It's her sister. My mom's sister passed. She had lupus, and she passed. Yeah. So, you know, shout out to Auntie Crystal. So yeah. So yeah, man. Even with all that, I still gotta, and they sending the body back to North Carolina. I'm like, man, can I make it back? I hate when you can't make it back to say your farewell to people, that kind of stuff. But you just gotta focus on, because what else I'm gonna do? You know, what else I'm gonna do? If I can't make it, then I just gotta deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but that's it pretty much. That's the update. Like I said, I'm gonna finish getting ready for this job interview, and then I gotta make some money today. And I supposed to be meeting with my homeboy so we can go over this idea for a show that he had. But I think it's a winner. Like, if we can produce this show, we can write our own ticket. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, it'll be the next big thing. It like the next. It's such a great idea, like insanely good. But right now we just keeping it under wraps. But I told him Thursday. He was trying to meet Monday. He be hitting me up on the day of. It's like, yo, man, look, I need to be able to plan ahead type of thing. So yeah, and then we got Drip coming up with Next Level Society, which is we have an event each year where we bring artists in, young artists, it's a live podcast, um, stage performances. Whether even you can play the guitar, you can do whatever you want to do. You know, so yeah. But right now, like I said, let me lock in, focus, and make sure I know what I'm gonna say for this interview. And really, it's not really much I can do. I just want to make sure I know like the background of this company, what they typically do, like what style they typically do. I've looked into it already, but I think I'm just gonna do a little bit more studying, and then that's it. And I'm gonna take me a nap, so that way, I'm gonna have a clear mind, give myself 30 minutes to an hour to make sure that I'm, in a clear mind and all that, and then, you know, do this real quick little 15-minute interview, doing all this prep for 15 minutes. But that's production. That's the thing. That's production. You got to do so much work beforehand for a 15-minute video. How much it take? How the hours of work that go into a 15-minute video, y'all, like a high quality, you'll never understand. All right. Have a great day. Spirit, mind, body, repeat. Let your be led by your spirit. Let your spirit lead your mind. Let your mind lead your body. And then repeat the process, and you cannot lose at life. Thank you very much. Have a great day.